everyone. My name is Terri Cook. My husband Vince and I have been married 25 years, and we live in central New York with our two sons, who are 19 and 23. But I didn't always know that I had two sons. For 15 years, I believed I was raising a daughter. My younger child, who I now know is my son, is transgender. Many have asked me, how could a child possibly know who they are or what they want at that age? And what kind of parent would allow their child to make irreversible changes to their body with hormones and surgery? I get that. I had those questions too, and many, many more. If you had asked me several years ago what it means to be transgender, I couldn't have given you a good answer. I just didn't know it was possible for my child to be born with a male brain inside a female body. But I've learned a lot over the years because I had to learn, because my son's life depended on it. When my son was growing up, he was happy and healthy and full of life. He was a straight-A student, a social butterfly, and involved in scouts, sports, student council, and countless clubs and activities. But in adolescence, that all began to change. He began to withdraw and spiraled into a deepening depression. He didn't just wake up one morning and profess, "I'm a boy, not a girl." Rather, he endured depression, anxiety, bullying, and torment before we understood that his gender identity was the source of his pain. My son attempted suicide when he was 13 years old. His struggle to understand, accept, and simply be who he is nearly cost him his life. The challenge for my son and all transgender people, it's not just being born in a body that doesn't match who they know themselves to be. The challenge is compounded by how they're perceived and treated in society simply for being who they are. For many years, I was dedicated to supporting my son's transition so he'd be seen and accepted as the young man he knew himself to be. It was a long and difficult process. There was bullying, rejection, and discrimination along the way. We moved to another city, changed schools multiple times, and we had to educate countless people. But many would say we succeeded. My son is now happy and healthy. He's a college student, was just promoted to manager at his job, and he's living his life fully as the young man I now know he has always been. For years, my life revolved around helping him make the outside match who he knew himself to be on the inside. I wanted to help him blend in and get on with living his life and not be limited or defined by his trans identity. I didn't want my son to suffer and struggle until society and our laws caught up. But my focus has changed now. I no longer want to change my son so that society accepts him. I want to change society and our laws so that he and all transgender people can be seen for the remarkable and beautiful human beings that they are. All people are entitled to dignity and respect and equal treatment under the law. We've had to educate countless people, medical professionals, school personnel, court officials, and our employers. And the Pride Agenda has provided resources to help us do so effectively. We've had to find professionals who had the experience and cultural competency to help our son and our family. The Pride Agenda helped connect us with those resources. And the Pride Agenda is training others so that that pool of resources continues to grow. We've had to fight for legislation and policies that will make our two sons equal under the eyes of the law. The Pride Agenda has been leading that fight and helping us to effectively use our voices to bring about change. Our son has been a fan of the Pride Agenda even longer than we have. For 3 years, he attended Equality and Justice Day, and he took the bus from Syracuse to Albany with other youth from the Q Center. He didn't want us to attend because he said it was his thing with his friends and his fight. I think he was embarrassed to have his mom tag along. The last 2 years, however, Vince and I insisted on attending. His fight is our fight. We love both of our sons, and it's not right that one is protected while the other can be fired from his job, evicted from his apartment, or denied services. This is all of our fight. No one is free when others are oppressed. Our family has received so much from the Pride Agenda. I became a board member because as I've gotten to know this organization, I've seen firsthand how sincere their commitment is. This team is dedicated to supporting all of our families. I urge you to step forward and join me in supporting the Pride Agenda by making a special gift tonight. Your contribution, large or small, will help us change lives, open hearts and minds, and make New York State a safer and better place for all of our families.